said you got more people to remember. Yeah.
Good morning. And welcome to Unity of Palmyra, where centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. We are an open and affirming community. We love you exactly as you are in all of your magnificent glory, and we're so glad that you're here today. I was going to do the do and get dressed up today, and then it was 17 degrees, and I thought, no, we're not doing that today. We're wearing the wool socks today. Yeah, so welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Let's take a minute. Oh, I love how you start to breathe before I even get into it. So yes. Oh, let's breathe. Let's breathe together as one. As we remember and recognize that innate oneness, that connection, that distance does not impact. So whether you're here in this room or you're with us online, we are connected. We are unity. And so we breathe. We let go of what was. We let go of what will be. And we give ourselves that ultimate gift of presence, of being right here, right now, of opening our hearts and minds to whatever there is for us to receive today. And as always, we enter into this experience with gratitude as we say thank you for this time to come apart for a while, to remember the truth of who we are, to remember that we are spiritual beings having an incredibly interesting human experience. And we say thank you for whatever safe space you are in, whether you're here or watching us from home or listening to us in your car, wherever you are, we are glad you're here. And finally, we say thank you for one another, for this beloved community, so committed to making a difference in the world, to being that change that we wish to see in our world and in ourselves. And so it is. Amen. So please stand. And thank you, Dan, for fixing the candle. Together, may the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to hurt, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, Divine Spirit. And part of that service is making sure that love is our decision. So let's sing that together.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now.
Oh, that was lovely. Let's share in our vision together. Centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. And our mission, wherever we go, we provide a welcoming community that inspires and encourages all who gather here through the teaching, sharing, and practice of universal spiritual principles. And one of the ways that we practice is to honor wherever you are on your hugging journey. So if you would like a hug, this means we can bring it on in. If you're more comfortable with the handshake, we will honor that. And if you want us to leave you completely alone, we totally understand, and we will respect whatever bubble you create about yourself. Have a great time. 2, 3, 4.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Last call. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place, the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome.
So now you're just showing off.
Who was it there?
But every week. All right, we have some announcements. Our I love us. I just have to say that. Okay. Our prayer chaplains for today are Gwen and Lisa, and they are holding a lovely sacred space for us during the service, or trying really hard to hold a sacred space for us during the service. And they're also available over here after the service for one-on-one prayer. And I do encourage you to avail yourself of that, because it is quite wonderful to be held in that sweet energy. Our Youth Ed and our Hug meeting this month are both on February 16th, which is also Valentine's weekend. You know, there may or may not be chocolate that day. And then our TLC Day, which is Tender Loving Care, that is going to be held on the 23rd, and the church will be providing pizza that day for anyone who stays to help. Excuse me. Okay, for everybody. It's okay. And I know I said that there wouldn't be any painting involved, but... So mostly what we need to do that day is organize. We need to just get some stuff organized. But I don't know if you've noticed all of the lovely emergency lighting that has been going up. The lower level is done, the upper level is done, and Jason is just finishing up on this level. And what I would love to do is for someone just to paint all the conduits, you know, just so that they kind of blend into the wall. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think that would be lovely. So I'll provide the paint and the ladder. All right. My Spiral Dynamics workshop is going to be March 1st. I actually have 3 scheduled right now. One on February 22nd through Unity of Hartford, Connecticut. Ours is March 1st through Unity of Palmyra. And then my friend Pat Bessie is offering one through her alternative ministry on Saturday, March 29th. So if you would like some support in making sense of the world today, I highly recommend attending the Spiral Dynamics workshop, because this evolutionary model is what's helping me in some small way to make sense of it all. So it is a suggested love offering of $45. I think that applies to all 3 of them, but they're always just suggestions, friends. So no one is ever turned away from any of our classes or workshops, and I highly recommend you taking it. And then Gwen is offering a book study based on the book Unclobber. Is it clobber or clobbered? Unclobbered, which we want to promote widely. So we have the printed flyers here. She sent me the digital version, which I'm going to be putting up on our Unity of Palmyra Facebook page. Please, please, please share that. If you came and saw the movie 1946, the book Unclobbered goes more deeply into how the Bible has been mistranslated and used to hurt and abuse our LGBTQ communities. So we really, really want to get people coming to that workshop. And is that hybrid or is it Zoom? It's hybrid. Okay, so it'll be in person here and also Zoom. So you can send it out to your friends in other states. We're going to be sending it to the Eastern region. We would really like to publicize that class so that we can try to undo some of the harm that has been done. Okay, moving on to Lent. Lent is going to be a small group series. After last week's hug meeting, we had 5 households willing to open up their homes. So we now have 5 study group signups. Over the next couple of weeks, you're going to be receiving all of the components for the little altars that we're going to encourage you to create for the series. Everything to do with Lent is going to be distributed from the Rose Room. So if you don't make it downstairs for fellowship, you can still sign up. You'll be able to get your altar components. We're going to keep all of that up here just to make it more convenient. So right now, the 5 small group signups are live and in person in the Rose Room, all right? And as it turned out, we do have a nice distribution geographically, and we have 1 small group for every day of the week. Isn't that nice how that worked out? So a special announcement for those of you watching online. If any of you and there are many of you who consistently watch us on Sundays, if you would like a Zoom small group so that you can participate, please reach out to me or to Kathy at the admin at unityofpalmyra.org, and we'll see if we can put together a Zoom small group for you all. All right, so that is if you are online. If you are local, please do try to go to an in-person small group because the experience is very lovely. It's very wonderful. All right, I think that's it. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. Yes? Sure.
As some of you know, I teach Groove here.
Microphone.
Okay, my mouth's not big enough.
Nick.
As you know, I teach Groove classes, and I'm happy to announce I'm going to be having 2 evening classes starting February 19th and February 20th. February 19th, which is Wednesday nights, will be at 6 p.m. at Engaged Dance Studio in Linglestown on 39. And then on Thursday, it'll be at 8 p.m. at the Ballroom in Hummelstown. So if you have been waiting for an evening class for Groove, now's the time. So see me for more information. Thank you.
Thanks.
And let's face it, we need more joy in our lives right now so we can dance.
Miss Becky.
Good morning. The word for today is look ahead. I look ahead with positive expectation. So many things pull at my attention. The things I must attend to, meeting the needs of others, and even my own pursuits and passions require my time and attention. Setting and working toward goals may sound like a dull undertaking, but it's actually an empowering path to spiritual freedom. Working toward a goal helps me focus and keeps me motivated. I call upon and claim my spiritual gifts of imagination in order to set my goal and plan to achieve it. I use my gift of wisdom to discern the best path and my will to make the best choices. This is the way I use the power of God to give my life meaning and make my dreams come true. I look ahead, grateful for God's presence within me. And from Proverbs 4:25-26, let your eyes look directly forward, and let your gaze be straight before you. Keep straight the path of your feet, and all your ways will be sure.
I am home, my family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I'm lifted up in prayer.
So this is the part of our service where we consciously enter into an attitude of prayer. And I just wanted to share my friend Jim Lockard, who some of you will recognize as the author of Creating the Beloved Community. He shared this post, I forget, Friday or Saturday. Last week kind of just all ran together, didn't it? And he said, "I love this quote because it bothers me." And it's by a Lee Lozowick, L-O-Z-O-Wick, in The Alchemy of Transformation. And this is what Lee says. "First things first, it may well be true that you are not separate from God and that you are one of the cells of the great body of the divine. But if your behavior in every moment does not serve that reality, then the truth of it is essentially irrelevant. If you are in a supermarket when someone drops a bag of groceries on the floor and you don't help that person pick things up, what difference does it make how deeply you know that you're a being of God?" Right? Little ouchy, huh? Right? What difference does it make to know that you are a being of God if we don't act like it? And if we don't have the courage to act like it? So, let's close our eyes and take a nice big deep breath. As we acknowledge the chaos and the drama that seems to be constantly swirling around us these days, and the feelings of hopelessness or helplessness or despair that can be a result of those winds. And so, acknowledging what is, we drop down deep beneath the waves, beneath the craziness, beneath the fear. We drop down deep. To that place in the very core of our being. That place where our courage and our wisdom and our truth live. That place that can guide us into doing the right thing, not based on fear, but based on principle, by bringing into the world what we say we love: truth and beauty and love and compassion. Not just because we say the words, but because we do the words. And so we breathe into that place, not so that we can hide there, but so that we can be restored to go forth, to do what is ours to do, to truly make that difference and be that change that we wish to see in the world. And we recognize that what is ours to do is different for every person in this room, every person hearing these words. And so we don't compare, we don't judge. We are simply grateful for every act of love, every act of courage, every act of service in the name of our divine spirit, in service to our divinity. We take it beyond words. We take it beyond affirmations. And we take it into our life. And so for anyone today experiencing upset or disturbance, if there is a disturbance in your force, I invite you to drop down into this place of calm, this place of peace, whenever you need to. And then go forth and be the amazing spirit human that you are. And don't just tell the world that you're choosing love, but show the world that you're choosing love. And when we are able to find moments of joy, dwell there. Hold on to it tightly. Bask in it. Immerse in it. Enjoy every second of it. For the joy is what fortifies us. The joy is the reason we work, and we serve, and we study, and we practice. So allow yourself to feel that joy and spread it whenever and wherever you can. And as always, whether we are together or apart, we are forever connected at the heart. And so it is. Namaste.
The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. You are beautiful. You are whole. You are beautiful. You are whole. Life is tough,
and love's a fight. Don't mean you're doing it wrong, it means you're doing it right. So feel it all and take it in. It's okay to lose, but you play to win. You may want to take the easy way, but do your best not to be swayed. Don't settle for the simple ride. There's sun over the mountainside. Far beyond the great divide lies endless skies, blue and white. Don't be afraid to sacrifice for something worthy of your life. Don't waste your days on dreams that don't fill you. Find out what you love and let it kill you. Friends pass on and move away. Lovers leave and hearts will break. Falling down ain't just for kids. A life played safe is a life not lived. You may want to take the easy way, but do your best not to be swayed. Don't settle for the simple ride. There's sun over the mountainside. Far beyond the great divide lies in the skies, blue and white. Don't be afraid to sacrifice for something worthy of your life. Don't waste your days on dreams that don't fill you. Find out what you love and let it kill you. You'll learn more from failures and mistakes. Life's about the choices that we make. Don't settle for the simple ride. The sun over the mountainside. Far beyond the great divide lies in the skies, blue and white. Don't be afraid to sacrifice for something worthy of your life. Don't waste your days on dreams that don't fill you. Find out what you love and let it kill you. Find out what you love and let it kill you. Find out what you love.
Am I on? Oh, there I am. You know, I'm not real without a microphone. So when Janie sent me that song and the song you're going to hear during the gratitude time, I have to admit I've been playing it on repeat. I just fell in love with it. And Jody, you did a phenomenal job. Wow. Yeah. And you know, I when I saw that last, Janie always sends the lyrics first, so that we make sure that the lyrics, you know, fit. And then when I listened, I just loved it. And I thought, find out what you love and let it kill ya. What do you think about that line? Right? What does that mean? This isn't part of my talk, by the way. I'm just curious. When you hear that line, what comes up for you? Find out what you love and let it kill you. No, it's kill. No, the word is kill. Let it consume you. Let it be the thing you do until you die, right? Passion, let it kill off anything in you that isn't worthy of your dream. Don't you love lines and songs that make you think? Yep. Yep, just letting it all. Just, yeah. Let it transform you. Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? You know, sometimes we're guilty in Unity of unitizing words and songs that make us uncomfortable. And I think sometimes we do ourselves a disservice, because that line made me think. It made me uncomfortable. I know Jim's got me on a roll here, right? How many things can make me uncomfortable this week? But it made me think. So, we're on to the second question. Last week we looked at who am I? This week and next week we're actually going to take 2 weeks for this question. And this question is, what do I love? And this series is based on the book, How Then Shall We Live by Wayne Muller, who was one of my very, very favorite authors. So, here's what Wayne says. When we do what we love again and again, our life comes to hold the fragrance of that thing. Isn't that sweet? When we hold something in our hands day after day, our hands conform to the shape of what we have held. We become what we have cared for. Our lives are shaped by what we love. All we are, said the Buddha, is a result of what we have thought. He might also have added, all we are is a result of what we have loved. Or as Jesus so succinctly observed, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So what does it mean we become what we love, right? So he obviously goes into a lot of detail, and I'm going to share some of those. But for me, what it means to me is that what we love, what we give our attention to, is ultimately what defines us. So Muller says, in our daily lives, whatever we love becomes our center of gravity. When we love something, we feel the truth of it. We touch its deeper nature. What we choose to love is very important, for what we love leads our eyes, ears, and hearts on a pilgrimage that shapes the very texture of our lives. So what we love, what we decide is important to us, is worthy of our attention, and it determines what we give our energy to. So what we know in Unity is where our attention goes, our energy flows, and where our energy flows, grows, right? So we could say that it's what we devote our time, our talent, and our treasure to. And it's also what we see, what we notice as we go through our day. We tend to focus on those things that we have decided we love and that are worthy of our attention. So he tells some wonderful stories. He's, at least at the time of the writing of this book, he was based in New Mexico. And he tells a really sweet story of they were out in the New Mexico countryside, whatever they call the New Mexico countryside, and it was an Easter egg hunt. And so he was paired with someone who was a potter that spun pottery. And so Wayne was very focused on finding the Easter eggs. So that's what he was looking for, was the Easter eggs. And all of a sudden, the person that he was with said, "Oh, look at that dirt." And Wayne was like, "Look at that dirt?" And it was the perfect kind of mustardy color, almost like the color of my turmeric supplement, right? And he said, I have been looking for that color for my pottery. He loved pottery. He loved creating pottery. So what he saw through the lens of what he loved was the perfect color of dirt. Right? So what we love, what we decide is important to us, is what we're going to see. So what do we want to see? What do we want to pay attention to? Maybe an even more important question is, what are we giving our energy to? So think about a typical day in your life. We don't have many typical days, but use your imagination, okay? Think about a typical day. So are you spending most of it doing what you love? So one of the first exercises I share with a new coaching client, and some of you have gotten one of these, it's called the Life's Intentions Inventory. And the definition of a life's intention is, who do we long to be? Right? So some examples are to be an adventurer, or to be financially successful, to be physically fit and healthy, to be a successful fill in the blank, mentor, minister, artist, whatever. And the reason that we get clear about that is because we want to create lives and create goals where we are most focused on the things that we long to be. In other words, those things that we love, so that we can create a life that we love. So the second question builds on the first question. It's almost like Wayne had a plan. Because once we've decided who we are, we're ready to become clear about what we love. What we really, really love. Not what we've been told we should love or told who we should love. Right? What makes our heart sing? What calls us to growth? What we love should cause us to grow. It should cause us to want to contribute. It should cause us to want to be generous. So a while ago, I read a story on someone's Facebook page, and it really intrigued me. So I Googled it to make sure it was true, and it's actually a true story. So I want to share it. It starts like this. So Dr. Frank Mayfield was touring the Tewksbury Institute when on his way out, he accidentally collided with an elderly floor maid. So to cover the awkward moment, he started asking her questions. He said, well, so how long have you worked here? She said, well, I've worked here almost since the place opened. Well, what can you tell me about the history of this place? He said. She said, I don't think I can tell you anything, but I could show you something. So with that, she took his hand and she led him down to the basement under the oldest section of the building. She pointed to one of what looked like small prison cells. And at this point, their iron bars were rusty. And she said, that's the cage where they used to keep Annie. Who's Annie? The doctor asked. So Annie was the young girl who was brought in here because she was incorrigible. Nobody could do anything with her. She'd bite and she'd scream and she'd throw her food at people, and the doctors and nurses couldn't even examine her. I'd see them trying with her, spitting and scratching at them. So I was only a few years younger than her myself, and I used to think, well, I sure would hate to be locked up in a cage like that, obviously. I wanted to help her, but I didn't have any idea what to do. I mean, if the doctors and nurses couldn't help her, what could I do? So I didn't know what else to do, so I just baked her some brownies one night after work. The next day I brought them in. I walked very carefully to her cage and said, Annie, I baked these brownies just for you. I'll put them right here on the floor and you can come and get them if you want. Then I got out of there just as fast as I could because I was afraid she might throw them at me. But she didn't. She actually took the brownies and ate them. And after that, she was just a little bit nicer to me when I was around. And sometimes I talked to her, and once I even got her laughing. One of the nurses noticed this, and she told the doctor. So they asked me if I'd help them with Annie, and I said I would do what I could. So that's how it came about that every time they wanted to see Annie or examine her, I went into the cage first. And I explained to her, and I calmed her down, and I held her hand. And this is how they discovered that Annie was almost blind. After they'd been working with her for about a year, and it was a little rough working with Annie, the Perkins Institute for the Blind opened its doors. They were able to help her, and she went on to study, and she became a teacher herself. Annie came back to the Tewksbury Institute to visit and to see what she could do to help out. So at first the director didn't really have anything for her, and then he thought about a letter that he had just received. A man had written to him about his daughter. She was absolutely unruly, almost like an animal. She was blind and deaf, as well as deranged. And that is how Annie Sullivan became the lifelong companion of Helen Keller. When Helen Keller received the Nobel Prize, she was asked who had the greatest impact on her life, and she said, Annie Sullivan. But Annie said, no, Helen, the woman who had the greatest impact on both of our lives was a floor maid at the Tewksbury Institute. So when I dug a little deeper into the story, because I only want to share the truth here, there were a few minor differences. She didn't make brownies, she made a cake. And actually, it was Annie who asked to go to the Perkins School for the Blind. In fact, if memory serves from the biography of Helen Keller that I read, she insisted on being sent. And it was said that there she experienced both judgment and kindness, and that experience made her become determined to help those who suffered from both physical challenges and also the effects of abuse and trauma. A maid brought her a cake and changed her life. So that brings us back to Muller. He says, what if we spend all our time preparing the soil? And what he's speaking to here is he's using the metaphor of when we garden, we have to prepare the soil, right? We have to get our little mini rototiller out, right? And pull any of the leftover weeds from last year and get out all the leaves from the fall that we didn't get before it got too cold to go back outside again. It's sharing for a friend. But what he says is, what if we spend all our time preparing the soil? What will we have? Only a clear, empty patch of ground. What shall we plant in this garden? What harvest, when it comes, will bring us great joy? This is the difference between a life repaired and a life well lived. All we are, said the Buddha, is a result of what we have thought. If we focus the lion's share of our energy on ferreting out, and this is Muller again, what we believe is wrong inside of us, we gradually grow into people who are good at seeing what is wrong. Instead of creating a life of beauty and meaning, we may simply become better and better at seeing only what is broken. We must do the work of healing, but if we choose to make it the work of our life, we may find that it keeps us small. We must at least be conscious that we are making a choice. We should know that we are choosing this. So Annie Sullivan could have spent her entire life clearing her field and focusing on her own trauma and her own healing, her own horrible, awful, painful childhood. She could have stopped there. But she made a different choice. After she cleared her field, she chose to plant. And she planted seeds that made a difference. Because she knew what it felt like to feel broken. She knew what it felt like to be judged. She decided to use her healing to create a life of beauty and meaning. And in doing that, she helped Helen Keller create her own beautiful and meaningful life. So I've shared in the past, remember that story of the Buddha and the raft, where the Buddha, the man came and he made a raft to get across the river, but then he kept carrying the raft with him instead of putting it down on the other side of the river, and eventually he had a head full of rafts. So the whole point of the story is once you've used the raft, put it down and keep going. Once you've integrated the lesson, you can let it go and you can keep going. Once you've healed, you can let it go and you can keep going. So Annie put her raft down. She used her raft to carry her across that river, get the healing that she needed, accepted its gifts, learns its lessons, and then she put it down. And while Annie likes to credit, she always gave credit when she and Helen went out speaking to the maid. The truth is, Annie could have thrown the cake back at her, but she didn't. She accepted the gift. She accepted the love. She accepted the care. She made a different choice. And that began her healing. And Helen Keller could have refused Annie's help, but both of them made a different choice. They got clear about what they loved and who they were and the gifts that they had to offer. So Muller's going to get the last word. Even if we choose to give our attention to what we love, we may soon discover that our attention is scattered and diffused. Wasn't the daily word perfect for this? Sometimes we become so preoccupied, we actually forget what we love. As Meister Eckhart wisely pointed out, the spiritual life is not a process of addition, but rather of subtraction. We cannot love so many things, populating our lives with more and more, hoping to feel satisfied. We end up misplacing those things that truly nourish our deepest heart. So what do you love? What do you really, truly love? And are you doing it? Are you being it? And if you're not, are you willing to put down whatever raft is holding you back? Thank it for getting you this far and then let it go. Ask yourself, what nourishes your deepest heart? And do we have the courage to build our lives around what we truly love? Let's take that into meditation.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals. Love that sets us free. There is only love. when I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
So let's close our eyes, letting the world know that we're going to go inside our heart, inside our mind, inside to listen. To listen to that voice that knows there is only love. To listen to the wisdom that helps us to share that love most powerfully. To listen to the courage that says we can get up and love another day. To listen to the voice of compassion that tells us to rest when we need it, to come apart when we need it, to forgive when we need it. To remember that we are unique, magnificent expressions of the divine, and to remind us that knowing that is not enough, that we must be that. Each of us in our own way, each of us based on what we love. Each of us willing to bring that understanding of our divinity into a world that has forgotten, into a world that has forgotten that we are one, that we are connected, and that we are here to care for one another. Each of us, by doing what we love.
Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
So this is the part of our service where we express our incredible gratitude for your ongoing generosity, for your giving of your time, your talent, and your treasure in service to this community. We are so grateful. Someone, I forget who it wasn't in this community, but asked about what classes do you teach on tithing at your church? And I said, we don't teach classes on tithing anymore. She was like, what? And I said, no. I said, thanks to just a shift in our consciousness and some of the work that our wonderful council treasurer has done, he shared with us a while ago that Eric Butterworth wrote about tithing, that it was training wheels in learning how to give. And just like riding a bike, once you knew how to do it, once it became who you were, you could take off the training wheels. And then you give because you can't help but give. You give because it's who you are. And you give because you believe in the work of the community and the organizations that you give to. So the council, we have really shifted our giving as a community, and we're going to share the details with that of you at the February Hug meeting. And we're really, really happy with what we've come up with and who we as a community are going to be supporting moving forward. Not from figuring out a percentage, but because we're giving now to those organizations that share our values and that are committed to creating a world that works for all. And your giving allows us to do that. So thank you so much. And thank you, Jeff, who is watching from home, for helping to really help us shift our consciousness around that. We are very, very grateful.
Take every chance you get and take a deep breath and catch the sunset off the back of your back porch. Go on and take a long drive and stay up all night and let that breeze roll through that old screen door. The world can get a little crazy sometimes. Don't get caught up in all that stuff. Just do what you love, 'cause you only get one life. So find some time to do the things that you ain't never time to do. Just do what you love. So do living, do what you love, so you don't live with what ifs. You only get a couple trips around the sun, and then it's done. So do what you love. If you got a girl back home, then hold her close and show her every day how much she means. 'Cause you can't get it all back. Seconds of years, they fly so fast. Yeah, they're gone just like that. Do what you love. Do what you love, 'cause you only get one life. So find some time to do the things that you ain't got the time to do. Do what you love, so you don't live with what ifs. You only get a couple of trips around the sun, and then it's done. So do what you love. Do what you love, 'cause you only get one life. So find some time to do the things you ain't got time to do. Do what you love, so you don't live with what ifs. You only get a couple trips around the sun, and then it's done. So do what you love. Do what you love.
Aren't those just the cutest slides ever? Kathy, I just love that. It makes me want to go downstairs and have hot chocolate. All right, let's stand and share in our unity blessing. And please make sure to include our friends online. Together, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in each and every one of you. Okay, good. I did that. All right. Are we ready? Ready. For the birthday song?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. That was pretty darn good. She got every one of them in.
Oh, hold on. We have to extinguish. I was carried away. All right. Together, we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. Those we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now the peace.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And our closing prayer is inspired by the prayer for protection. As the light of God, we shine. As the love of God, we embrace. As the power of God, we stand in truth. As the presence of God, we radiate love. Wherever we are the divine in expression, and all is well with our souls. Amen. Go forth this week and do what you love. Amen? All right, and please do join us downstairs. I understand there's chicken corn soup downstairs. I know, right? For a fellowship, so come on down. And remember, the sign-ups for the small groups are in the Rose Room.